Classification, limitation, endorsements. What it is, carriers will use this type of endorsement to restrict coverage to the specific operation exposure they've classified and rated for prior to the policy, or described on the declarations or by endorsement language. One carrier's form reads as follows: the insurance applies to bodily injury, property damage, or personal injury and advertising injury, not otherwise excluded herein, arising out of only those operations which are described by the classification showed on the commercial general liability coverage declarations, its endorsements and supplements. Coverage limitation ISO commercial lines classifications were never intended to be fully descriptive of a contractor's operations. Likewise, an underwriter's description inserted on the declaration or endorsements do not fully capture the breadth of the insured's activities. As a result, they leave significant room for coverage disputes in situations where a contractor is involved in ancillary activities not clearly described by the ISO classification or business description language drafted by the underwriter. These limitations cannot be removed. It is imperative that the classifications or business descriptions utilized be as broad as possible to ensure that they are inclusive of the insured's potential activities. Contractual limitation endorsements. The ISO Commercial General Liability Coverage Form provides relatively broad contractual coverage within the basic contract. Most notably, Item F within the definition of insured contract specifies that an insured contract includes the part of any other contract or agreement pertaining to your business, including an indemnification of a municipality in connection with work performed for a municipality, under which you assume the tort liability or another party to pay for bodily injury or property damage to a third person or organization. Tort liability means the liability would be imposed by law in the absence of any contract or agreement. Note, there are exceptions in this section. Refer to the policy language for details. This is the section definition most applicable to contractors utilizing construction or subcontractor agreements. Carriers, particularly in the E&S markets, often attach ISO Form CG, contractual liability limitation, which eliminates Section F of the definition of insured contract. Carriers may utilize proprietary forms with various titles that do much the same thing, making careful review imperative.